The curses in your life are actually your biggest assets. And what I mean by that is you can turn your Pectus Carinatum into an asset in your life. When I was 15, I thought Pectus Carinatum was awful. I was annoyed that it was too late, kind of too late to get the brace. I didn't really consider surgery. I can't really remember considering surgery. I may have considered it, but I was just angry that I had it. Let's see if I can, you know, you know. I was angry that I had Pectus Carinatum, but then it made a fire underneath me. It lit a fire underneath me to hide it, so then I wouldn't be at like this disadvantage compared to everybody else. And that fire is what made me the person I am today. And today I got evidence that I already knew it anyway, but today I got evidence that it wasn't just me that Pectus Carinatum actually benefited. Some guy messaged me on Instagram, someone who watched some of my older videos, and he said thank you for making some of my videos because it motivated him to go to the gym. And he sent me a video from 16 to 18, and the transformation was incredible. It was unbelievable. It was watching a typical 16-year-old that we all are, just a scrawny, skinny 16-year-old with no muscle mass whatsoever, to an 18-year-old who he literally looked like a man. It was really strange, the difference that can happen, the change that can happen in just 2 years. And what made that change? It was literally the fact he had Pectus Carinatum. If he didn't have Pectus Carinatum, he'd be a scrawny 18-year-old. He was a scrawny 16-year-old, and then he would be a scrawny 18-year-old. But because he had Pectus Carinatum, and because he had the work ethic, he turned into a muscular 18-year-old. And he's not finished yet. I hope that he'd do an interview with me sometime in the future so I can show his transformation video, because it is absolutely insane. And I know it would motivate so many people that watch my videos to put the work in, because when you put the work in, that's when it works out. It's not going to work out if you don't put the work in. I saw massive gains in 2019 when I put the work in. I was doing my leg raises, my diet was good, I was eating properly. Since then obviously it's declined because I didn't put the work in. But now, since talking to him, it's really made me motivated again. It's like, wow, that's insane that I actually helped that happen. I need to put more work into this. I need to put more work into this channel and try and get out to more people and help more people. So hopefully he will do an interview, and hopefully I can just post that video, that Pectus Carinatum transformation video. It was insane. It was watching a boy turn into a man in the space of 2 years. There was not, when I was 16 to 18, there was not that change. I don't even think there's been that much change from 16 to now. And I'm 24 now. But he said, Pectus Carinatum, it was like a blessing in disguise. He said something like that, I can't remember his exact words. And that's exactly how I felt. Without Pectus Carinatum, it wouldn't have given me that push to wake up in the morning and actually work on building muscle. So I just wanted to make this video real quick, just to put it out there that your Pectus Carinatum is not a curse. It may seem like it, but that's just because you're not seeing it in the right light. It hasn't happened to you for no reason. It hasn't happened to you to make you depressed. It's happened to you to build you into, if you want to think spiritually, it's happened to you to build you into a better person and a bigger person. You really want to take care of this body. You have got that daily reminder when you look in the mirror. You've got like this sternum that's poking out. You've got that reminder of, you've got work today. If you don't work on your finances or, work, all the other stuff, you've got to at least work on your physical, your aesthetic body. Otherwise, you'll just be like everybody else. And this is what separates you from the crowd. This is what separates you from everybody else. Nobody else is doing this. It's very few people are waking up in the morning and doing the best thing for their body and building their body. Because, dude, it only takes 1 year, 2 years. That guy proved it. And I proved it to myself back in 2018, 2019. You just got to put a little bit of effort in twice a week, really. And that's when you see massive gains. But really, ideally, you would put work in every single day, One day, one day you would work on your abs, and then the next day you'd work on your chest, and while they're recovering, you'll work on other stuff. You work on your legs. You know, you go out and do cardio. Every single day you're doing something, even if it's some kind of active rest, to make your body better. And you just focus on that. You're not focusing on the destination. You're just enjoying the process. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, that's insane. Like, look at the change of my body. And that only happens when you enjoy the process. You really work at the process, and you're not focused on, oh, I want to look like this. I want to get to this point. No, you need to just focus on every single day, doing what you can, what's in your control, controlling that. You know, can I do this today? Yes, then do it. Because, you know, days turn into weeks, turn into months, turn into years of just inactivity, not doing anything, and then 5 years has gone by and you haven't made any physical gains. You know, so turn your curses into blessings or assets, or whatever positive word you want to use. Turn it into a good thing, because really we are so lucky to have Pectus Carinatum. Not just because of everything I've mentioned, that you can actually turn it into a positive, but you haven't got anything, you haven't got this, like, some people are born terribly, you know, some people are born with all sorts of crazy stuff, you know, and we've been born with this. It is what it is. It isn't that bad. Focus on the positive, focus on getting better every day, and before you know it, you'll be a better person, and you'll level up. And not only your physical body, because it's no point making your body better if your mental still ain't there, you know, but it's when you put the work in. And this is what the guy said also. He was saying that he was actually considering surgery, but when he saw my videos, he just started putting the work in. He started working out, and then it's like all of a sudden he's got this real confidence about himself. You know, it builds your confidence. You've got to build it up. You can't just like, oh, I've got Pectus Carinatum, go in and get surgery or go and get a brace, but not put any work in. You're just relinquishing your responsibility to something else, someone else. You know, oh, the surgeon's got to sort this out. You wake up the next day, you've got a massive scar. What's changed? Your mentality ain't changed. You're just as depressed. You're like, oh, I ain't got Pectus Carinatum, but now I've got this massive scar. There are so many negatives. Also, all the risks associated with surgeries and all the drugs you've got to take to like put you out and under, like everything associated, plus the brace, all the risks associated with that. You know, they're just two things that they're not a good idea. The best idea is to exercise and build that inner confidence, because once you start exercising, you put the work in every day, you've actually got purpose to your life. You're like, even if that's your only purpose, you haven't got any other purpose, this is your only purpose, I just want to make my body much better, your mental will progressively get better. And people are only depressed when they're physically depressed, you know. It's when you've got something wrong with you, like when you're ill, you've got some kind of disease, that's when it starts to affect your mental. If you are putting the work in every single day, you're eating correctly, you know, you're not eating junk food, you're prioritizing your health above all. That's it. That is your foundation. That's your principle. It's like good health every single day. Your mental just gets good. Your psychology of how you approach the days is positive. You're doing what you can every day, and if you haven't done it, you won't believe how much better you can start to feel if you just put the work in every single day. If you don't put the work in, it's not going to work out. Turn your curse into an asset. That's it.